Can a computer science major get a TN visa for a Canadian to come work in the US? Well, that is today's story. This is one of the hardest TN cases we've done recently because so many things were off. The degree was off, computer science. The company was a startup, so brand new. E2 was already denied at one entry. And when they flew in, there was all sorts of problems. They were admitted as a B1, B2, and then we had to get it changed to an E2. There's just so many problems, but I'm gonna walk you through everything we did, so hopefully your TN will get approved. My name is Joseph. I'm the managing partner here at Tsang and Associates, where we solve legal problems with creative solutions. So the background to this case is that this Canadian, this Asian Canadian, wanted to come to the US, was dating, potentially get married, wants a job in the US, likes the US more than Canada for all intents and purposes. And there wasn't a lease agreement, there wasn't a home ties in Canada, which is part of the requirement. And so this whole plan is to get him a TN visa so that he can come into the US. Not a visa, a TN status. He just has to present his case at the airport to come in. But he tried and it was denied. So sorry, you're not TN qualified. When you're applying for a TN, because there was no pre-adjudication at USCIS, there's no pre-adjudication by an embassy or consulate abroad, and you went through a background check and interview, you are literally just presenting yourself for the very, very first time before a customs officer, and they have to make all the determination within just a few minutes. If you bring original documents, it just makes them feel that much better. So here's the original documents that we advise them to bring. Of course, proof of Canadian citizenship, the passport, original university degrees and certifications. That's like I don't know, 30%, 40% of the battle, right? The offer letter and anything the company gives you, wet signature, right? Literally sign it and snail mail it, FedEx it over to Canada, and then bring it in so you can see this is the offer. It's not just like a screenshot. It's not just like a PDF document on your phone. The physical offer letter, it just makes it feel that much better. But the crux of this case is he was a computer science major working at a startup tech company. That doesn't look like TN qualified. If it's a hot degree that you're studying and the US have plenty of jobs and plenty of people who want to work in that field, it's a hot field, it's not qualified, right? However, there was this memo that said computer science majors can qualify as an engineer. Back then, computer science majors doing an engineer, building the infrastructure for the United States for all sorts of jobs are really critical and in short supply. So if you are a computer science major or you have a master's in computer science or anything related to that, you can qualify yourself as an engineer and work for a tech company. But that was not it for this case, because if that was it, that would be really smooth. It wouldn't be that too difficult of a case. He has two more other difficult situations. One situation is that the company is a startup. Now, if it's a startup, it's so easy to fake, right? You just incorporate, you have an EIN number, you have a website. Hey, look, this company is offering me this job. It's a great job. He has a pretty high salary, but it's not like the highest. But for Canada salary goes, it's actually pretty high already. So we got this job offer, we coached the client, and everything was on the line. He went to his second TN interview. Remember, the first time was already denied. It's on his record already. So now it's like, we're presenting more documents. Sorry, the first time I didn't bring enough. It wasn't original. So now I'm presenting everything. Please review my case. And guess what? He didn't bring it. As in, he had it in his hand, but he didn't lift it up and give it to the officer. And when the officer asked, oh, why are you going to the US? He didn't say, I'm gonna go work for a US company as a TN. He said, oh, I wanna visit my girlfriend. So we corrected everything, got him back to the border, explained everything, and then he entered as a TN. TN, in the world of visas and status, is probably the easiest because you don't deal with USCIS, you don't deal with a consulate, you prepare your paperwork and you talk to the officer for 10 minutes. You just book an appointment. You could go day of. You could go like the next hour if you really wanted to, right? It's so fast, so convenient for Canadians. For Mexicans, it's a little longer, but compared to everything else, it is still super easy. However, because it's so easy, it is often abused and often denied. And so if you have a denial, it really sucks and you really want to take precaution to prepare your case better. I'm listing out all these things that we should do, that you should do, right? You have to have a company letter that explains why this position needs you and why your degree matches the NAFTA agreement, and why you fulfill the need for the United States. So hopefully this video helped you prepare for your TN. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Take care. Bye-bye.